Problem 3 is again almost identical to problems 1 and 2. I've already copied the numbers down here into my spreadsheet from the setup of the problem. Consumer wealth is $9.596 trillion. Expected future income is $8.008 trillion. The real rate of interest is 4.86%. Tax revenue is 3.096. Investment expenditure is 2.595. Government expenditure is $3.396 trillion. Exports total $2.85 trillion. The MPC is 0.71. And the MPM equals 0.28. We're going to use, again, 3 decimal places unless noted. The budget deficit is $0.3 trillion because tax revenue, which is only 3.096, is much less than government expenditure, which is $3.396 trillion. The MPC, which equals 0.71, implies consumption increases by 71 cents for each $1 increase in disposable income. The MPS is equal to 1 minus the MPC. So the MPS would be equal to 0.29. It implies consumer savings increases by 29 cents for each $1 increase in disposable income. The MPM, which equals 0.28, implies that imports increase by 28 cents for each $1 increase in real GDP. Now, in the spreadsheet down here, all these numbers are automatically inserted into what is the aggregate demand intercept. It equals 19.387. The slope is the MPS, which is 1 minus the MPC, plus the MPM, 0.28. The slope is equal to 0.57. If you were to print out this diagram, you'd put PL here for price level, which is in thousands of dollars, Y down here, which is in trillions of dollars of GDP, and you'd label this line here aggregate demand. When the initial price level is $11.833 thousand, when the price level is $11.883 thousand, real GDP is equal to 13.16463. $13.164. The next digit is 6, so this would be a 5 trillion dollars. Imports at that level of GDP is equal to that value times the marginal propensity import. So the marginal propensity import is C8, 0.28. Real GDP is 13.16463. So the import level is $3.686 trillion. Net exports is the export level minus imports. So net exports in this case is a negative 0.836. Because it's negative, we have a trade deficit equal to 0.836. Now, if the Fed lowers the federal funds rate by 100 basis points, which is 1 percentage point, and that reduces the real rate of interest to 4.120, Notice it says, which reduces the real rate of interest to 4.120. So the real rate of interest was 4.86. It is now 4.120. And increased investment by $0.415 trillion. So we're going to change the real rate of interest to 4.120. And then we're going to increase investment by $0.415 trillion. So we're going to increase the initial value from 2.595 by $0.415 trillion. That results in a new intercept of 20.542, which is higher than it was. It was 19.387. It is now 20.542. The slope hasn't changed. Only the intercept has changed. So we went from the black initial aggregate demand curve to the red aggregate demand curve. The budget deficit changed by $0 trillion. The cut in the federal funds rate is an example of monetary policy which is conducted by the Federal Reserve. Now we're going to check my work, and we get all the questions correct.